Hello, my name is Silja, and today I would like to do a tag. I was tagged by Valentina at the Lectitio in Spain to do the Monster Mash book tag. And this tag was created by Megan and Sue at the restricted section, and I will leave both the channels down below. And I have to admit that I didn't know that the Monster Mash was even a song. So the first question. I was working in the lab late one night. What's a book that kept you up at night? And for me, that is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stig Larsson. He was a Swedish author of crime fiction, and I really enjoyed his first book in the Lisbeth Salander series. I found the mystery to be intriguing, and I really enjoyed the atmosphere. It was so dark and gritty and very Nordic in some kind of way. So I really enjoyed it, and it kept me up all night to finish it. Number 2. My eyes beheld an eerie sight. What's the weirdest or creepiest shit you ever read in a book? And for this I went with not a book, but with a series. And this is the Sandman series by Neil Gaiman. This book introduced me to the graphic novel genre, and it's basically full of crazy, creepy, disturbing, fantastic content. So yeah, both stories and the illustrations are amazing. So if you haven't read Sandman yet, I highly recommend you do so. Number 3. Get a jolt from my electrodes. Name a book that completely shocked you or surprised you. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro really broke me, and the twist really surprised me. This is a story about 3 friends that are growing up at a boarding school. At this school, every child is told that they are special, that they have a purpose in life, but they are never told what this purpose is. So like every child and teenager, they have their dreams for the future, and they have their longings. And when the truth slowly is revealed, it's just so shocking and heartbreaking, and yeah, it broke me. The prose is fantastic in this book, and it's so relatable. You really get to know these characters, and when you then find out their purpose in life, it's just so painful, I think. So Never Let Me Go. Number 4. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. Name your favorite monster or villain from a book. And I went with a classic. This man is a sociopath. He is very dark. He is extremely revengeful, and he has a crazy, twisted love affair with another twisted, crazy character in this book, and that's Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. Number 5. Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist? Name a book that was super hyped when it came out, but no one talks about anymore. And I went for a pretty new book, and that's Queen of the Night by Alexander G. or Che, I'm not sure. And this book had a lot of hype before it was released, and I was really intrigued by it, so I went on and pre-ordered it. And after it was released, it had some reviews, but I haven't seen it that much around. So yeah, The Queen of the Night by Alexander G. I will read this book though, because it's a historical fiction. I really don't read that much historical fiction, but it's set in Paris and around the opera, and yeah, I tend to want to read every single book that take place in Paris, more or less. 6. They did a mash. Name a favorite book that is a mashup of 2 or more genres. And I chose a book that is one of the best books I have read this year, and that's Under the Skin by Michelle Faber. It's a mash of science fiction, literary fiction, horror, and allegory. So it's a very beautiful book and kind of grotesque and disturbing, and I like all those things, so yeah, a very extremely great book, and now I need to watch the movie. 7. It Was a Graveyard Mash. What is your favorite horror novel? And I'm not sure, because I really like to watch horror movies, but I don't read that much horror books. So my pick is a book I read when I was like, I think 12, 13, maybe 14, and that's Ira Levin's Rosemary's Baby. 8. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. What is your favorite song based on a book? And my favorite song based on a book is Wuthering Heights by Kate Bush. 9. Tell them Boris sent you. What is your go-to book recommendation? And I would like to recommend a Norwegian book that will be released in English this fall, if it hasn't been already. I hope it has. And this is a book that I recommend so often that I have 2 copies of it, so I can have one on my shelves and one out there somewhere. And that's Agnes Ravatn, Fugletribunalet, and the English title is The Bird Tribunal. And this is a chamber play between 2 lonely and quite damaged people living isolated near the coast in Norway. And yeah, it's very good. I think it's kind of typical Norwegian literature in some kind of way, but on the other hand, it's not. So yeah, I recommend it highly. Number 10. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. Who do you tag? I don't know who has done this tag and who hasn't. So if you watched this and haven't done it already, please do it. And but Elizabeth at Bookish North, I will tag you because I know we haven't done it yet. The last question is a bonus question, and that is, what is your favorite thing about Halloween? And I have to say that I really don't care that much for Halloween. I think it's just because I'm too old. Halloween is a pretty new tradition here in Norway, and when I was a kid and a teenager, it wasn't a thing at all. So I really just don't care about it that much. Yeah. This was the tag, and I would like to thank Valentina one more time for tagging me, and Megan and Sue for creating this tag, and for all of you that are celebrating Halloween this weekend, I would say happy Halloween, and yeah, see you later. Ha det!